Agne Brahma Gribhnishwa. Agne Brahma Gribhnishwa. Bha Mahapana Gribhnishwa. Shwa is Murdhanya. Gribhnishwa. Agne Brahma Gribhnishwa. Yajurveda 1.18. Now I've been referring that Agni at the Adhibhotika level, Adhidevika level, and Adhyatmika level. Agni at the Adhibhotika level is fire, ordinary fire. Adhidevika, it is the leader, it is a human being. Then at the spiritual level, it is Agni, the one which is a driving force of the whole world, that is at Satchidananda. So here, which is to be taken? So the other words will immediately tell us what is to be taken. Here, Gribhnishwa. Gribhnishwa is to hold on to take in. So to hold on and to take is not at all applicable to Satchidananda. Because Satchidananda is already holding the whole universe within it and everything is in it. Tadantarasya sarvasya tadu sarvasya bahyate. It's very there. So it's not Satchidananda. And this Jada, Agni, fire, to tell it anything is useless because it doesn't have that consciousness. So finally what is left? It is Satchit. Satchit is addressed as Agni and Agi Gatav is the root. That means a person who is progressive in nature. He is progressive in temperament. He is called as Agni. So now for this Agni there is a guideline. Brahma Gribhnishwa. Brahma, Braha Bruhi Vruddhav is the root. Brahma has been referred to as knowledge. And knowledge is supreme in a human being's life. So progressive person, hold on to, capture knowledge. To gain knowledge and to improve the good samskaras on the soul, yes, that is the purpose of human life. So you do it. Agne, Brahma, Gribhnishwa. Gribhi Grahane. Gribhi Grahane. To capture, to hold, to take. That's the meaning of it. So you be a person who always captures, holds knowledge. So thereby you will be satisfying the purpose of your human life. Agni, one who is progressive. Try to be progressive. We cannot be neither stagnant nor regressive. We cannot. We are supposed to be progressive always. This I have explained several times because we are subjected to time and time is always progressive. It never stops nor goes back. So I have to move with the time. That is why I have to be progressive and there is no option for us. If I am not progressive but stuck in one point of time or in the past, I am lost. I get into so many problems. But as long as I am progressive and moving with the time, yes, that's fine. Moving ahead. So moving ahead has to be progressive in nature. Many Veda mantras say that Prancho, we shall move ahead. And that has to be progressive. There should be improvement in what I was yesterday to what I am today. If such an improvement is there, yes, I have moved and progressed. What is required for that? Knowledge. How do you define knowledge? To know a thing as it is. To know a thing as it is. No confusion about it. Bhagi. Sai Rashmi. Bhag. So, this knowledge will keep us ahead, will keep us moving, will keep us progressing. Knowledge is knowing things as they are, realization of truths and facts. That is why those who study Veda, they're always interested in truths and facts and not fiction. Fiction, okay, now and then they'll take it just for entertainment's sake, but most of the time fiction will not help us in our real life. But fiction, if it is inherent with some moral, some guidance, and guide us towards the truth, okay, that's fine. But all fiction will not do that job. It just takes away our time. It never improves our intellect. Just imagination and travel in a dreamland. What's the use of it? But this statement is very hard to digest because we are used to reading stories, novels, this and that, so many fictitious creations. But you have to be practical. To be practical, every moment is precious for us. I cannot just sit and dream and forget what is the reality. Brahma, Agni, Brahma, Garbhishwa. Take into your life what is knowledgeable, what is true, what is a fact. Next. Ma bhehe. Ma bhehe. Ma bhehe. Yajurveda 1.23. Ma bhehe. Nibhi bhaye. That's the root for bhehe. Nibhi bhaye. Fear. Phobia, whatever you call it. Ma bhehe. Don't be afraid. Don't be frightened. Just 2 words, very simple. But to understand it and to practice it, it needs a lot of thinking over it, a lot of meditation over it, and practice over it. What are the fears? We have got every one of us, we are a bundle of so many fears. We fear this, we fear that, and we are afraid of that, and we have got this phobia, we have got that phobia. Every one of us, there is no exception in that. Every one of us, but maybe what I have as a fear may not be a fear for another person, or what they feel as afraid, I'm not afraid of it, maybe. But it is a certainty that every one of us have got one or the other fear, one or the other phobia. And it says, don't be afraid, don't be fearful, don't get frightened. Now, what is the cause of fear? What is the cause of fear? Any fear, any phobia, for that matter, the cause of fear is ignorance. Just think over. The cause of fear is ignorance. When there is clarity, when there is light, we are not frightened. We are not afraid of anything. Because everything is crystal clear, we know what is what. Where is what will happen. It's very clear. But when we're ignorant, we don't know what is there, if it is dark, if I'm not able to understand what it is, how it works, how it functions, what is the resultant, yes, I'm afraid of it. Because if it happens positively, the resultant is positive, excellent. But if it happens as a negative, oh, I'm afraid of that. But if it is clear, and if I know that is going to be negative also, I'm not afraid because I know it beforehand. Yes, this is what is going to happen. I cannot avoid it. I have to accept it. Okay, I'm ready for it. When I'm ready for an eventuality, yes, I'm not afraid. When I'm not ready, when I don't know what is going to happen, yes, that is ignorance. And that ignorance causes fear. This is one way of understanding it. Another one is to take on tasks which are beyond my capacity. I don't evaluate my capacity. I take on tasks which is beyond my capacity. And now I'm in anxiety. That is another form of fear. Oh, can I handle this or not? What may happen? I'm expecting this result. Will I get it or not? So many things. Once again, it is ignorance. If I evaluate myself rightly, I take upon tasks which is within my limits. I'm very clear about it. I'm sure that I can do it. And there is no anxiety. There's no fear. Is another way of looking at it. Then another way of looking at this fear is, that is fear of what may happen in future. Because future is always uncertain for us, every one of us. Future is uncertain. Past has gone, present is before us. We're able to see what is happening. Future we don't know, it's dark. So you're worried about our future. There's all the different ways of understanding things. Now, if you understand all these angles, all these perspectives, it's not exhaustive. There are many such things. If you understand everything clearly, and if you're clear and no doubt about it, no confusion about it, yes, things become easy. Whether positive or negative, that's a different issue. If it is positive, fine. Even if it is negative, I'm prepared for it. And I know I cannot avoid it. And I take upon stride without running away. Now, we have got different fears and phobias, and which is the mother of all fears and phobias. A fundamental fear, that is the fear of death. There is nothing beyond that. There's nothing beyond that. If this happens, okay, if this happens like this. Finally, if I die, okay, that's the final answer where it comes. As we are all afraid of death. Now we have discussed several number of times about death, and if we understand that rightly and take it to our heart, yes, we are not at all bothered or afraid of death. Whether it happens today or whether it happens after 50, 60, 100 years, we are not bothered. Because death is an imminent thing. It's going to happen, whether I'm afraid of it or not. It doesn't leave a person who is afraid, or it doesn't leave a person who is brave to face death. The same for all. It's a reality. It's a reality. Once you accept the reality, to that extent, our fear, our anxiety, our tension will come down. So to understand what death is. Now, death is not to the soul. It's a basic thing we have to understand. We are all a combination of the physical, sharira, indriya, manas plus soul. And that soul part is eternal. No beginning, no end, and it is on a continuous journey. Ata satatya gamane, that's the root for Atma. Satata gamana, which moves on and on and on without break, without end. It has started somewhere, we don't know when. There's no beginning, it has no end. So it's a long, long, long journey. It's going to happen. So one part is clear. There is no death to soul. Now what about this physical body? This physical body is made up of panchabhutas, the matter, the mass. Now this matter also is indestructible. It also exists without beginning, without end. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. This is a well-known theorem we know, well-known fact we know. Here also there is nothing to lose. It is also eternal. Sharindra Manas in the form of Panchabhutas is eternal. Atma is eternal. Then actually what is a problem is the union of these two and its separation. That's the problem. When the Sharindra Manas and Atma come together, yes, we call it as birth. Nothing new has come. Nothing new has come. The Atma is given its own tool, its own apparatus in the form of Sharindra Manas, according to how much it deserves, what it deserves. So when the tool is given, when they come together, we call it as birth. And this tool, because it is physical in nature, it cannot continue to function forever. At one point of time, it becomes dilapidated, it becomes obsolete, and cannot be used. It cannot function. So there is a separation between the Sharira, Indriya, Manas and the soul. It goes back to the 5 elements. The soul continues its journey with a fresh tool. This we call it as death. Death is a separation. Nothing is lost. Soul is not lost. Sharira, Indriya, Manas is not lost. In the form of Panchabhutas. It's there. Panchabhutas back to Panchabhutas. So just a union and separation, which is birth and death, and nothing is gained, nothing is lost. This is the reality. Now this reality is objective in nature. Whether I know it or not, whether I like it or not, whether I want it or not, this is a thing which is happening continuously. This is life, this is death, this is birth. And it's a continuous chain. We are in the birth and death cycle. This is a continuous process. Now, when we are in the process, what is there to be afraid of? To question like this is very easy. But to really feel the answer is a tough job on our shoulders. Now, what is it that really makes us anxious, that really causes tension, that really causes fear? Is the relationships and losing of those relationships. Neither birth nor death. What are the relationships? As long as we are in a Sharira, Indriya, Manas, we are in a particular geographical place, in a particular place, at a particular time, and we have got our own relationships and networks. Now, all these relationships are because of the existence of the Sharira, Indriya, Manas, along with the soul. Once the soul gets out, all these relationships come to a grinding halt. When there is that separation, all the relationships come to an end. Suddenly, within a fraction of a second. Now, that is the cause for our anxiety and tension. Because we have built up so many relationships, we have built up so much of network around us, with materials, with people, with everything around us. And in a one flash, it will all be gone. Of course, I'm continuing my journey, but the journey is a new Sharira, Indriya, Manas, new environment, new relationships, new things. All old things are gone. I totally forget what it is. Now, losing of these relationships with men, materials, and places is a real cause of anxiety. And what happens next is also a suspense. Okay, all this relationship is cut down. I continue my journey. Where I'm going, what is going to happen? Will I be a human being again? Will I get the same type of relationship, same type of people, same type of environment? Or will I take the shape of an animal? Where, how, what are all the sufferings in store? So many questions will come. And that causes tension and finally fear. But still, one thing is sure, that even if I'm anxious about all these things, I am not able to handle it. It happens. But one point is there where I can manage and handle it. That's the thing. If I take care of it, yes, a lot of my fear will come down, a lot of my anxiety will come down. What is that? Future is not predetermined. This is what Vedas say very clearly. Future is not predetermined. Your future is built up depending upon what you do in the present. That's the system. Whatever you do in the present will ensure your future. Future is not predetermined. So many astrologers, they claim we predict future. It is unscientific and anti-Vedic. It is not. Coincidences may happen. Coincidences may happen, and maybe some predictions may become true. But it doesn't mean that it is out of scientific deduction, scientific derivation. No. Statistical deduction I accept. Because statistics has been developed as a science with a lot of information database. We work out statistical figures and we work out the future, not as a certainty, but as a probability. This is very important. The probability of the future being like this is 80%. What about the 20%? It's still there. The 20% is uncertain. That 20% may raise up and all this 80% may go off. That is statistics. It has been developed as a science. The probability of happening this is like this. So that's the best what we can do. It is a probability. It is a one word I think I have told earlier. It is a guesstimate. It's neither a guess nor an estimate. It's a combination of it. It's a guesstimate. But it's based on some data. It's based on some observation. It's based on some correlations and regressions. Statistical terms, I'm telling you. It may happen. But one thing is certain, what I do in the present, it frames my future. That much is certain. Worry not about the past, it is gone. I cannot reverse a clock. Future is not predetermined. It is in my hands to create my future, to frame my future. And for that, I have to work in the present. Yes, live in the present. If I live in the present and do the best thing what I can do, so the best thing what I can do, yes, I got a term for that, yajna. Yajna. Yajna doesn't mean swaha only, I have told you. Doing anything in the best way is called as an yajna. Be in the present, do yajna continuously in the present, and be happy. Past is gone. If you do yajna in the present, your future is engineered, your future is generated. Depending upon what yajna you do, how much you do, how much you are involved in that, how much you love it. Don't do it mechanically. If you do it mechanically, of course, some result will be there. But if you do it with love, the result will be better. These are all the instructions what Vedas is saying. This is the best I can do in my life. Best. Live in the present, do yajna in the present. Then what do you have to be afraid of? Ma bhehe. Ma behe, don't be afraid, don't get frightened. There are no cause at all. Not only in this life, even life after also will be taken care of if I use every moment of this life in this fashion. Live in the present and do good things. Live in the present and do yajna. That will take care of the future moments in this life as well as life to come. If I miss it and live haphazardly, then what happens in the future, we cannot even guess. But if we do so, the probability of the future moments, the probability of the relationships with men and materials in the next life being better is more. The probability is more. The probability is very high. Even there, I'm not sure to say this will happen like this only. Because regarding future, we are all ignorant. But the probability we can speak of, depending upon how we use the present. Use the present well, you have no cause for fear. You have done your best. Every moment you have lived in the present. You have moved further. And you have been doing yajna. That's more than enough. It will take care of its future. It will take care of your afterlife. That's the system what is running in the universe. That's a cosmic law. It happens. It happens. So upon that, I can say as a layman, as a person having knowledge to a limited extent, I say this is a probability of what may happen. That itself is very good. And some people will say, one beautiful question is there. Some people will say, okay, you don't know because you're a layman, but God is omniscient. He knows the future. Many people say so. Even God also will not know the future. Why? He is omniscient, that is true. But as far as God is concerned, he has got only one tense, that is present tense. No past, no present, no future. With reference to God, there is only one tense, that is present tense. If God has to understand something is a past tense, there should be change in God between past and present. Future is there, means present to future, there should be some change. But God is the same at all times. It's always new, it's always fresh, it's always green. So as far as God is concerned, there is only one tense, that is a present tense. Every moment in every nook and corner of the universe is known. That is omniscience. The concept of future is there only for us, Satchit, not for Satchidananda. Of course, future is there for Sat, but it is not aware of it. For Satchidananda, there is no future, there is no past, there is only present, present, present. In that sense, I said it has no future. When you understand the concept of God rightly, as fresh and green every moment of the life, every moment of the time, yes, you'll understand this. Everything is present for that. So we are emulating that. We are also living in the present. And we are doing little guesswork and speaking about the probability of what may happen in the future. For me, I have got past, present, and future. For we, such is, we have got that. Everything is known to God every moment because it is always there in the present. No past, no future. Time is one for God. But we have got all the three tenses. So God knows what is happening at the very moment. Next moment comes, he knows it. Next moment, he knows it. Every moment he goes on knowing everything in the universe. Because it's omnipresent and omniscient. So we are not supposed to look at things as God looks. There's a difference. For us, we have got future, and the future is taken care of, provided we do the yajna in the present. Now, understand this, the mother of all fears, death, is just a passing phase for us. Yes, relationships will get severed, that's right. But it will happen, whether I am afraid of it or not. It is going to happen. All my relationships are purely temporary. Maybe 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. All these relations are going to get cut. In another Veda mantra it says, Ayasmayan Vichuta Bandha Pashan. Bandha Pasha, that's these relationships, the bindings, my own creation of networks and getting into it. As into a cobweb. As into a cobweb. I have created my own cobweb. I have created my own spider's net. And within it I am locked. How I am locked? It's not with the ordinary time material. It is Ayasmayan, with shackles of iron, steel. Steel shackles. I take and bind myself with all the people and material around. My fear is actually there. My fear is actually there. Because at that one moment, all this will be vichrita. It will be released, cut in one stroke. All the bindings what I have created with shackles of steel, gone at one stroke. It's gone. Even before I understand that it is gone. So fast it is. So what is there to fear in that? The fear is the losing of all these relationships. What's the best way? To be less fearful. Have as less as possible these shackles. That's the only way out. More the shackles, more the problem. Less the shackles, less the problem. So what it says, don't get yourself attached. Don't get yourself hooked to where you are. Yes, you are in an environment, you have got relationships, you have got relationships with men and material, it's all fine. But don't get yourself hooked. Be with them, at the same time, be not with them. Be with them, at the same time, be not with them. Don't bind yourself. Yes, I am with it, but I'm not bound. I'm free. What's it called? Lepana. Lepana is get stuck. You get hooked. That is lepana. Don't get into that. Be with it. Don't get hooked with it. Don't get pasted with it. Let there not be any adhesive between you and the men and material. Coexistence is okay, but don't get hooked to it. How do you do it? Elsewhere it says, na lipyate nare. If you follow the right procedures, you are not going to get attached to it. You are with it, but not attached. That's the balance what we have to find out. And that finally results in ma bhehe. Our fear is gone. How do you do it? That mantra we discussed. Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishe chatagam samaha evam tayi nanyathe tosti na karma lipyate nare. We are not attached, we are not bound. Of course, we are with it. We are working with it. We are living with it. It's all fine. But the relationship in such a way that we are not attached to it. We are with it, but not attached. Now, this is a state which we have to achieve in our life. It's not one day's job. It will not happen overnight. We have to think and analyze and understand. And at one point of time, we realize what it is. And our fear will gradually come down and come down and come down. It's a long process. Ma bhehe. That's the starting point. That's the guiding line for me. Don't get afraid. Don't get frightened. Understand the realities and move with the realities and be happy with that. When you understand the reality, you compromise with reality. Wherever it is possible for you to defer, where it is possible for you to repair, where it is possible for you to avoid, do all that. But even after doing all that, there are certain things which you cannot handle. You are subjected to it. What do you say there? Okay, fine, I accept it. Over. The whole problem is gone. Either you repair it or accept it. One of the two. If it's possible for me to change, if it's possible for me to cure, okay, that's wonderful. If you're not able to cure, endure it and be happy. That's a guideline. There are certain things which can be cured. Do it. Put your effort. Do it. Defer it. Get clear of it. It's all excellent. But there are certain things which you can never cure, which you cannot detach yourself from that. You are subjected to it, whether you want it or not, whether you know it or not. What do you do? Understand the reality and say, okay, fine, I'm with it. Accommodate it. Accept it. That very acceptance of the facts itself will bring down our fear to a very great extent. And it's inevitable. I have no other go. I have no other way. So when you follow this procedure, ma bhehe becomes a reality. Otherwise, it's just beautiful two words, and in our life, it will have no impact at all. Let us not be afraid of anything. Now, to give my personal experience, say what I was before 25 years, what I am now. Say 2 points and take. Before 25 years, I was afraid of death. Now also I'm afraid of death. But there is a great difference. In the percentage of death, if the anxiety, if the fear, before 25 years, what it was compared to what it is today, 100% definitely it has come down. And what's the reason? Studying things like this, trying to understand the realities. And trying to, it's not that I have implemented everything, I have understood everything. No, I have got my own limitations. But with whatever effort I have put in, with whatever effort I studied, the result is my fear of death, the anxiety, all those things have drastically come down. What it was before 25 years to what it is today. If I continue the same path, yes, by the time I face death, I think I should be very comfortable. It is possible, it's possible. Death is inevitable, we cannot cure it, we cannot avoid it, accept it. Only thing what we can do is we can defer it as far as possible. Defer. Okay, I'll come with you tomorrow. Be happy for the day. Tomorrow comes, then say tomorrow I will come. Again it comes, tomorrow I will come. You go, keep on telling that tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. At one point of time we cannot say tomorrow and we accept it and get out. Telling it to come tomorrow itself is a great job for us. It's a great achievement for us because I get one more day to work in the present. It's an opportunity for me. If you look at life like this, yes, life becomes easy, simple, and fearless. Ma bhehe. That's what it's telling. Just these two words will not speak out all these things. But whatever other Veda mantras are there, whatever other concepts are there elsewhere in the other Vedas, if I look at it along with this, yes, this is what I get. There is no cause for fear. Whatever it is, accept the facts. If it is reversible, if it is avoidable, do it. If not, accept it, fine. Reluctance to accept itself is a big problem for us. Don't be reluctant. When it's a fact, you have to accept it. When you cannot change it, you have to accept it. Don't be reluctant. That reluctance is the cause of fear, that reluctance is the cause of anxiety. No reluctance. Wholeheartedly accept the fact. Wholeheartedly embrace the truth. Over. That brings down all our anxiety and fear. Ma bhehe. Just two words. But the depth is infinite. To my best extent, I have explained. But that's not all. It's not exhaustive. There are many more things that we have to understand. Ma bhehe. That is Yajurveda 123. The same thing, in another way, it's explained in this Vrajam Gacha. Vrajam Gacha. That's all. Vrajam Gacha. Yajurveda 1.25. Yajurveda 1.25. Vrajam Gacha. Vrajagatav, Gamulrgatav. Vrajagatav, Gamulrgatav. Both are Gatyarthaka. Vrajam Gacha, you move on progressively. That progressively is not there in this mantra. It says just move. Move and move. Progressively we get it from different other sources. That's what I was telling. Time is not stagnant, time doesn't go back. It is a movement forward. So I take the forward movement, I will not stay. And when I'm taking the forward move, I'll see that my levels are improved day after day. My level of knowledge, my capacity, understanding might become easy and simple and detached. All that, let it improve day after day. Vrajam Gacha. Don't stay in one place. Don't get stuck to certain ideas and concepts, but for truth. Truth is the same always. Other than truth, whatever are there, you be with it as though you are not attached with it. Be moving. If you are stuck in one place, you are fixed. If you are tied, you cannot progress. And getting stuck with truth, truth also moves with you because it's the same at all times. There is no problem. But for truth, if you get stuck, you are lost. Don't do it. Vrajam Gacha. Move, 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 move. Don't stay in one place. Move ahead, be progressive, be progressive. Learn, expand your horizon of knowledge, expand your horizon of experience. Move. And more you are experienced, and more you are efficient, more you are knowledgeable, your moving becomes easy and simple. Prajam Gacha. Move. Next one. So when you see all these things, some people may say, oh, it's very difficult to do all these things. Am I capable of doing all these things? Yes, they have got their own doubts. Even that doubt is clear. Tejosi. Yajurveda 1.31. Tejosi. Tija Nishane, that's the root. Tija Nishane. Nishane is to be sharp, to be efficient, to be capable. You are capable. You have got the internal strength. Don't feel inferior. Don't have that inferiority complex. Now our problem here is we compare with another person and say, I am not to that level. That's our problem. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. You compare yourself with your own self. How? What I was yesterday, what I am today. Compare my own self. And if there is a small progress, that is excellent. You are capable of doing it. If not today, tomorrow, be at it. Be trying again and again. You have got that catch. You have got your own potential. Don't compare your potential with the potential of anybody else. It is their property. It is their potential. They go on their track. You go on your track. So don't compare yourself with anybody else. Everyone has got their own different backgrounds. They have got different samskaras. Or don't expect someone to do something. You do what best you can with your potential. And everyone is endowed with their own potential. Nobody's potential is zero. Everyone has got the potential. Use that potential. Move. In the scientific terms, I have to say, convert your potential energy into kinetic energy. To what best you can. Don't compare. Don't compare with anybody else. Try to convert your potential into progress. Tejosi, you have it. You cannot say I don't have. You can say I don't have as much as somebody has got. That's okay. But don't do that. Don't do that comparison. You have your potential, yes or no? Yes. How much is not the question. How much is not the question. Every one of us, we are blessed with our own potential. Use it and progress. That is your role. That is your responsibility. Do it. Tejosi, don't say I don't have. Don't say I'm not capable. Don't say I don't have the potential. You have. Everyone has been sent to this universe with Shariramanas with some potential only. That way, as human beings, definitely your potential is there. I'm not going to say it with any other animal. Because other animal is just Nidra Hara Bhaya Maituna. It cannot progress, it cannot think, it cannot progress spiritually. That's got its own limitations. I'm not speaking of potential to those animals. I'm speaking to you human beings. You have the potential. That's why you become a human being. You are endowed with a wonderful Sharira Indriya Manas apparatus, which is capable of doing it. Why do you say I cannot? Why do you say I don't? Make up your mind and work ahead. You have that strength. You have that strength. You have that potential. Don't say no. Move. Rajam Gacha, Tejosi. Both you have to take together. You have to move and you have the potential. You cannot complain that I don't have the potential. You have been sent with potential only. That too as a human being. It's a great opportunity to what you have. To what extent you make use of it, it's up to you. But don't say you don't have. You have. You say I'm not able to do, then that's your failure. You cannot take shelter and saying that I have no potential. No, that answer is not at all acceptable. It's not a truth. Tejosi. Tij Nishani. You are sharp. You have got the potential to do it. Pahi Yajnam. Pahi Yajnam. Yajurveda 2:6. Pahi Yajnam.
Yajurveda?
Yajurveda, one second. Yajurveda 2.6. Pahi Yajnam. There's one more like this. So that's what I'm searching a little. There's one more. It starts from Ava. Yajnam Ava. Another one. Pahi Yajnam. That is Yajurveda 2.6. Then we have got Yajnam Ava. Yajurveda 2.12. 2.12. Both mean the same thing. Pahi Yajnam Parakshane. Parakshane. Yajnam avarakshane. Ava is also rakshana. Yajnam is common. Protect our yajna. Let all our yajna be protected. In other words, it means definitely all our yajna will be protected, provided we do it as yajna. Pahi yajnam, yajnam ava. The whole thing will be clear when you understand what yajna is. That's what we are discussing so far. To be in the present and do whatever we are doing in the best way possible itself is yajna. It need not be an altar, fire there and saying swaha, swaha. That's also yajna, that's okay. But that alone is not yajna. So if our very life is yajnik, if our very life is purposeful, if our very life is noble, yes, we are protected. And what is the cause for it? Doing yajna is the cause for our protection. Pahi. Ava. Yajnam. You need not worry about it. Do the right thing and you are protected. You are sure to be protected. Here it is yajnam. The deed is protected. And we have got another mantra which says Pahi yajnapatim. Pahi yajnapatim. That is 2.6. Pahi yajnam, pahi yajnapatim. Yajnapati, one who performs yajna. Let the yajna be protected and the one who performs yajna also be protected. If we are in the path of yajna, if yajna becomes part and parcel of our life, so whenever say yajna, the concept what we have to get our mind is to do anything in the best way possible. Okay, how do you decide that it is best? How do you define best? It is relative. Generally, we understand good, best, better, all these things as relative. It may be best for you, but not for me. It is good for you, but not for me. So generally, we understand these terms as subjective. Okay, up to one level, it's okay. But When we are speaking of spiritual things, we have all objective definitions. So this yajna is the best thing. And how do you define best is the greater welfare of greater number. Greater welfare of greater number. You have replaced best with welfare, greater welfare. Now again, how do you answer it? It should be very easy for us to answer because we discussed many times. That which results in the strength and purity of the soul is considered as good, better, best. The final proof of that being welfare giving, that being good, that being best is with the soul. Now that becomes objective at that point. I may accept it or not, that's a different issue. But what is the effect of it on soul is the same, whether we accept it or not, whether we know it or not, whether say it is right or not. It is independent, it is objective. Increase in the strength and purity of the soul is considered as improvement, is considered as good. Okay, better, best. Finally, the evaluation is at the soul level and its strength and purity. Now this can be experienced, this can be experienced by the very person. Nobody needs to certify. Because those who are certifying, they will not know the position of my soul and its strength and purity. They cannot get into me and finalize. God, okay, God does it just fine because He is omnipresent, but it is we who have to evaluate it. If I am able to understand that my soul has become stronger than what it was earlier, has become more purer, how do you know it? Once again, a problem. How do you know it has improved? How do you know it has become strong? If I am able to experience peace and bliss, yes, it has become stronger, it has become purer. If I am not able to experience peace and bliss, now here, forget about experiencing it afterward. Now here, if I am able to experience this life, this span of life, every moment of life, that peace and bliss, yes, I'm stronger, I'm purer. Now is to prove whether I'm really enjoying that bliss and peace. It's me only. And more honestly I do it. More practically I do it. Yes, I'm on the right track. If I cheat myself, nobody can help me. I have to really understand how far I'm experiencing this peace and bliss, and this peace and bliss is experienced by me. Moment after moment, yes, my soul is becoming stronger and stronger, purer and purer. Cheating is of no use here. Whether I cheat myself or I cheat others. Say, oh, I'm very happy and very comfortable, I'm peaceful. Okay, all this drama I can do. But am I really that? If yes, all that external boasting is not required at all. Mostly those who boast themselves that are very happy and peaceful, internally they will be really lost. Bankrupt. They'll be bankrupt. One who has really experienced the truth and bliss, yes, they'll keep silent and just enjoy the peace and bliss. These are some external things which we can see and observe and find out what is there, what is not there. It's true even for us. If I'm calm and pleasant, yes, I'm experiencing peace and bliss. I become stronger and purer. Nobody needs to certify, because my condition is because of my effort, not because somebody's certification. Somebody may say, you are not that. Okay, fine, thank you. I'm not disturbed at all, because what I am is, I'm sure about it, because I'm experiencing it every moment. Nobody need externally certify it. Nobody need externally endorse it, acknowledge it. No, not necessary. If somebody falsely gives the certification, gives the acknowledgement, is it true that I would have experienced peace and bliss internally? No. There is absolutely no relationship between what happens externally and what is there inside. And I'm the only proof for what is happening in me. Of course, God is there. So it's totally an internal thing, and more honest I am, more closer I will be to truth. If I cheat myself and say, though I am not happy and peaceful, I say I am happy and peaceful, who is at loss? Nobody else but me. Let us be honest, let us not cheat ourselves. Let us try. If I am not so, okay, I shall accept and work for it. And we will be protected. Ava yajnam, ava yajnapatim, yajnam ava. All this speak of the same thing. When you are really doing this yajna, when you are protecting this yajna, when you are safeguarding this yajna, when it becomes part and parcel of your life, you are protected. Let us think over. Let us think over. And let us be honest for ourselves. I am not to make a show of my honesty to anyone. It's not necessary. Let me be honest to myself and answer my own questions and evaluate myself really. And if my position is at a particular point, I will improve from that position onwards. Who is the final proof? My own self. Who is the cause of it? My own self. Of course, God's grace is just a different issue. It's there for everyone. It's nothing special for me. It's there for everyone. And those who try on themselves, definitely they can make use of, they can encash of God's grace. Fine. Yajnamava. Ava yajnam. Ava yajnapatim. One who protects yajna will be protected. It's similar to what we know on famous thing. It's not from Vedas, but still it's good. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. This we know it. Same thing. One who protects yajna will be protected. Ava yajnapatim. These are some wonderful ideas. These are some wonderful concepts, realization of which will increase the quality of our life, will increase the strength and purity of the soul. And there is no other way to achieve this. This is the only way we should understand and go along with that. When you are able to experience it really, maybe a day this way or that way, that's fine. But you are sure to get the results. It's an assured path and there is no other path. And after all, we are all searching for the same peace and bliss of the soul. Okay, thank you for the day. So we shall continue discussing many more things in this Yajurveda. And Yajurveda is emphasizing on practicing it. Of course, knowledge is there in Yajurveda also and Rigveda also. But
ब्रॉडकास्ट समापयतु भगिनि।